VGK suffers a 6-3 loss at the hands of the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Golden Knights squandered a 2-goal lead. They fall at home. And after the first period, VGK comes apart at the seams. We'll tell you more on this WTF edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi again, everyone, from Las Vegas, Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick. We appreciate you making us your first listen every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. I'm a longtime sportscaster, a marketing consultant, and the host of the Believe in Vegas podcast. Chris, the owner of Silver State Cards and Sports, and the host of the Hockey News collectible show starring Mr. Chris Golick. Coming up ahead on today's show, in addition to our top story as VGK goes down at home, we'll also preview VGK versus Anaheim and our much-needed WTF segment. You can now catch us each and every day on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. Tune in 1 o'clock p.m. Monday through Friday, each and every day. Find us on SSSEN, and it's available on YouTube TV, Cox Cable Channel 77. And today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Download the FanDuel app today. Visit FanDuel.com. Win $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So, Chris, VGK gets the start it needed last night. They led 2-0 after the first period, and that period dominated by the Golden Knights. Mitch Marner back on the top line. Ivan Barbashev strikes twice, now has 6 goals, and it was a 3-point night for Marner with a goal and 2 assists. But after that, as we mentioned, VGK comes apart at the seams. Kudos to Jamie Hirsch last night. Wow. She asked Brady McNabb about, hey, we're not used to seeing these defensive breakdowns. I thought that was off the top rope. That was phenomenal. Yes, Tampa has talent, but the defense was not good in front of Carl Lindbaum in start number 3.
Jamie better be careful. VGK likes to take away media credentials from people and impress the team a little bit.
I thought you were doing the interviewing. It was
so. Listen, there's a lot to unpack in this game, and Noah Hannafin. We talked about Jekyll and Hyde, and I got like 4 different people hitting me up on social yesterday during the game. Like, this was as Jekyll as Hyde as you could possibly get.
Good call.
You have, first of all, Noah Hannafin. I'm going to start on the good side of Noah Hannafin before I just trash him. But Noah Hannafin, I thought I liked the way he was skating on some of the power plays. I liked his drive to the net a couple of times. You saw a different gear in Noah Hannafin. I think he's getting a lot healthier from his injury that kept him out for 8 or 9 games, whatever that number was. And this is the fastest I've seen Noah Hannafin skate in a minute. So that's the positive. On the negative, you had Hannafin just cough up a puck. You had Hannafin cough up another puck. And I'll bring up the visualizer for one in a little bit here, because there was an absolute passenger situation that just made me go nuts watching the game.
Uh-huh. What is that new? Is that a New Jersey back there?
That is. That's our tournament hockey team. We call ourselves the Vegas Misfits, and we're gonna have 2 teams come spring, 12U, 14U. I'm coaching both of them, and it's a lot of fun. It's a great group, and definitely finding a new passion at age 44 and a half, 45 soon, whatever. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, someone's going to have to represent the Misfits, because they aren't representing themselves currently. It took the Lightning more than 14 minutes to get their first shot on net in the first period. And then Pontus Holberg misses on a wide open net, an omen perhaps of things to come. Tampa's 4th line was buzzing last night, and Hannafin, your guy, lost the puck behind the net. Hannafin, because they talked about him getting that pin so many times last year. Nikita Kucherov scoring twice, once on a power play goal. VGK had killed up until that point 20 of 21. Let's praise him. And then they absolutely go stinko. And Zach Whitecloud couldn't win that puck battle with Brandon Hagel. And he scores the goal. And then
which goal is that, Tony? Hagel's goal?
The Hagel goal.
Okay.
And Hagel didn't have a bagel. Hagel scores a goal. And then Kucherov's second goal was off of Hanifin's stick. The VGK defense just was not good. They're not playing up to par. Is it fool's gold when we see them performing well? Are they really?
Well, I mean,
is this who they are? Is this who they
I
are?
think right now I'll give the VGK defense the benefit of the doubt because they've been very, very solid. I don't know what their total goals against is now. They probably took a little bit of a fall in the overall goals against standings, but I'm sure they're probably still top 10. Top 10 goals against with the firepower this team has offensively is a recipe for a long playoff run. So let's see what happens when the Ducks come to town on the division-leading Ducks. Sorry, I didn't make sure I got that out right. Real fast here, I just want to go over a couple goals with the visualizer. I'll make sure we're nice and descriptive here for our friends at home so they can check this out here. But all right, we're popping up. We're live, and there we go, nice and big. Okay, so
remember the audio
first goal. This is the Gonsalves goal.
Okay.
Noah Hanifin, just keep an eye on 15. Hanifin, you got a nice dump in number one. Like, this is a smart play by Tampa. Hanifin cannot just do a simple seeing eye play. And here we are, puck in the back of the net. Credit Tampa for just getting a puck deep, dump chase, and a good thing happens. Hanifin coughs it up. You can see right behind the net. Boom, that's easy. This is the goal that just tilted me when I saw it in real time. Right here.
Dominic James goal.
The Dominic James goal. Thank you. So right here, you got a puck coming up the boards here. Korczak and Lauzon, we're okay right now, but just for whatever reason, Lauzon's going to get sleepy. I don't mind this so far, but here's what I mind. Colton Sissons is there. Now, before we even keep going anymore, you got the shot on goal on the right side. Lindbaum does his job. Fine, whatever. Watch Lauzon. You don't got to move your eyes a lot. And if you watch the live replay of it, he is just sitting there, not moving. And then we can forget about Lauzon for a second. Look over here. Look at Kolesar. Look at Reinhart. Look where this puck is here. Everyone just absolutely falls asleep on the play.
Yeah, they're sleeping.
This is the type of thing that will absolutely drive a coach nuts. It'll drive a fan nuts watching the game. And if the fourth line and the defense isn't going to contribute, more on that later in WTF, they have to not have these types of breakdowns. And it's bad hockey. That was bad hockey.
I cannot name that song in 6 notes. I don't know what that whistling song was. VGK had a situation where they had too many men on the ice. And I thought, did you see Cassidy? Oh my goodness, he was definitely on tilt. He was on tilt at that point.
Tilt's a coach.
And then, Tampa, to their credit, they kill off that 4-minute double minor penalty on Vasilevsky. So,
he's a goon.
It wasn't intentional. He didn't even see Riley Smith. It's one of those calls like, can you make that call? It's unintentional. Okay, it's not intentional.
Listen, intent has no relevance in calling any penalty in the game, number one. Intent is absolutely irrelevant. If Vasilevsky was playing the puck and there was the follow-through on his shot or his pass or his shot pass, if you're following through with your stick when you play the puck and you hit someone in the head and cut him open, there's no penalty for that. But Vasilevsky was not the one that played the puck. It was the defenseman that played the puck, and Vasilevsky was being irresponsible with his stick. And, it's a call that gets made 10 times out of 10. Both. I was watching the Tampa feed, and they felt it was, but they acknowledged it. Okay.
Well, that's fair. That's fair enough. But, the Golden Knights last night, just after that first period, I mean, they just went to sleep. I was looking for the stat card. I can't find it.
I got the stat card really fast. I got everything here.
Not really good. Tampa played with an 11-7 lineup, and Tampa's now won 6 of 7 since beating VGK earlier in Florida. Wow.
Marner, Eichel, Barbashev on top, obviously. On the bottom, White Cloud, Sissons, Reinhart, Kolesar, Lauzon, and Howden. And oddly enough, Noah Hanifin came in about 8th overall, despite a couple of terrible turnovers, but he triggered a couple. He had a point last night.
Where's Brandon Saad? Where's Saad? Your guy.
Brandon Saad is like right even Steven, right below Hurdle, McNabb, and Saad above Theodore.
Okay. Coming up next, we've got a preview of VGK Anaheim. That comes up ahead right here on Locked On Golden Knights. The NBA is so back. There's no better place to get in on the action than at FanDuel. FanDuel is the official sports betting partner of the National Basketball Association. Even if you miss the start of the game or you want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from from who's going to score next to fourth quarter comebacks. So it's there are a lot of comebacks in the NBA down to the final 2 minutes. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team's making the late push. So right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head on over to FanDuel.com, sign up today. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the National Basketball Association.
What's with the hands? I almost do it with my hands.
What was I doing?
You're like the National Basketball.
National
You're raising the roof as you were talking, Tony.
Oh, I'm going to raise the roof a little bit more.
That's fine.
It's called WTD today. What the Duck? That's instead of WTF. Could the Golden Knights cool off the red hot? Yeah, I've got to be careful there. Could they cool off the red hot Anaheim Ducks?
Division leading, Tony. Division leading. Give them their respect.
Anaheim has won 5 straight. They overtake VGK at the top of the Pacific Division. That was a game last night where the defense was the best in the Pacific Ocean for VGK. They're talking about touchdowns on the scoreboard, 7 goals or more. Anaheim has scored 7 or more 5 times this season. If this isn't an over game, I don't know what is. The Ducks, a team that's playing loose. They come off of Thursday's 7-5 win in Dallas. There's so many budding stars on this team. We knew they'd be dangerous, like Cutter Gauthier. He scores his NHL-leading 11th goal on Thursday night. Leo Carlsson has 20 points in 13 games. And the question is Anaheim for real? Anaheim is very for real. We talked about this early in the season. I'm pretty sure that I can find a clip of me saying that the Ducks were going to be a fringe, if not a playoff team. Tony's got the backwards hat. Tony's confrontational right now. I mean, Beckett Seneke. I'm preparing for the costume today.
Fair enough. Okay, Beckett Seneke here. Costume. I can't wait for this. 19-year-old, he's got 9 points. And this is on top of the other players that you mentioned, Leo Carlsson, Gauthier, McTavish. Nestorenko is another young player. And then on the back, Jackson Lacombe, Drew Hellison, Zellweger. These are all insanely young, Minty Yukev, insanely young players in Dostal. I've talked a lot about the Montreal Canadiens. They're going to be trouble for a long time in the Atlantic and in the East. Insert Anaheim Ducks in the West. This is maybe what the Sharks might be in 2 or 3 years if they play their cards right as well. And this Pacific is getting fun.
Yeah. And we knew that there'd be more parity, although Cassidy doesn't want to call it parity in the Pacific Division. Young guys, too, like Ian Moore. Here's another one. He scored his first goal against Dallas. I like the rookie Bennett Seneke. He's fun to watch. And then, of course, you have the Rangers West.
Someone said the Rangers retirement home when I was on my stream yesterday. I thought that was pretty good.
That's pretty darn good. Jacob Trouba, Chris Kreider with 9 goals in 9 games. And I did hear a soundbite of Kreider just saying, how he's injury-free, knock on wood. He's injury-free right now. And so that's helped him to put up some good numbers. And there's good chemistry with this team, and the team was not together, at the end of last season. So terrific job there coaching. And I like the makeup of this team. They are fun. They're bringing the fun back to hockey, right? Could I raise the roof
Joel
there?
Quenneville, he's going to get this team going. Joel Quenneville's championship pedigree with Chicago and some other playoff runs along the way. And he was the coach before his situation when he was let go, and Paul Maurice wound up taking over the reins in Florida. So who knows what would have been if it wasn't for that situation in Chicago. Joe Stahl, 2.81 goals against and a 9.04. If this is a Mrazek game, that'll make VGK fans feel a lot better. Mrazek's an 8.31 and a 5.52 goals against in just 2 appearances. So I know Joe Stahl's going to be the ride or die, but this is going to be a fun game, and dare I say a measuring stick type of game against the Anaheim Ducks, but that kind of feels like where we're at. And back to the Jekyll and Hyde, right? Back to the Jekyll and Hyde here. Which Golden Knights team is going to show up, and God forbid they get some depth scoring?
I think VGK is going to need those 8 skaters, too many men on the ice to kind of thwart here this Anaheim team. Also on the injured list, you have Ryan Strome, Michael Granlund, and your guy, Ratko Dudas, who's listed as day-to-day. You love that guy.
I love Dudas. He's one of my favorite players in the game. He's fun. He understands his role. He's amazing.
I know. And you interviewed him, which was fun.
Oh, I got such a good soundbite from him. They're going to hate me.
VGK has dominated this series 27-7-1 against the Ducks. And this is going to be a turn of the tables if Anaheim could come in here and defeat the Golden Knights. And now we'll see. You said it's a test game. This could be how we're going to see things shaking down here in the Pacific Division.
Yeah, I mean, and I've talked about it before. The Ducks can be a very scary team come the playoffs, because if they load up, which they certainly could end up doing here, the Anaheim Ducks right now, today, November the 7th, if Puckpedia wants to load, there it is, $14.3 million in cap space. And is there anyone that's on any type of injury? I don't think there's anyone triggering anything as far as nothing on LTIR. No LTIR money being used. So this is about $12, $13, $14 million clean for the Ducks to utilize. And, you know, hey, Panarin at the trade deadline, Tony, boom, there it is right there. Panarin at the trade deadline. Another player from the Rangers going to the Rangers retirement home, Anaheim West. So, yeah, I mean, the Ducks, maybe this is the time you start looking at your futures bets and, sprinkle a little bit on the Ducks. Go across the board, right? Go with the Ducks to win the division. Go with them to win the East or the West. Go with them to win the Cup. And if you hit any of those, boom, you're in a good spot.
So last night, the game, Cassidy said that it was the best first period that VGK played. A lot of energy standing around in our zone. That's the way that he coined it. You showed it on the visualizer. And then the too many men. He said that penalty gave the Lightning momentum. Penalties hurt the VGK and didn't have enough push on our own power play, not shooting the puck again. And he says it's a confidence issue. And he talked specifically about Pavel Dorofeev.
Yes.
Now he's gone. Now you sign him for $7 or $8 million a year because he's gone dark, and he says you're there. Take the shot. I don't know. This is a mental issue with VGK. It's all it could be.
It's we're getting closer to December when the wheels fall off every year for VGK. It's a known commodity and it happens, and hopefully the Golden Knights can get it right before that happens. So the Anaheim Ducks 14-1 to win the division. 40-1 to win the conference, 100-1 to win the Cup. Start sprinkling. The Ducks are good. They might be there for real. But back to Cassidy's comments.
What's the best bet? What's the best bet of the three to win the division?
Win the Cup. Give me 100-1 because you can. If they make the playoffs, you can hedge.
Where do you think
100-1 and then you can hedge?
Where are they going to be at American Thanksgiving?
That'd be a fun bet too. But listen, Cassie said a lot of the right things in the presser last night. You do have a confidence issue with a player like Dorofeev trying to, when the puck's going in and you don't think, now you start thinking. You grip the stick a little tighter, you make that extra pass, and he's a shooter. He needs to shoot first, and that's a lot of the players when they're going through little funks like this. Credit Mitch Marner, 2 relatively leaky goals in his last couple of games. And just by putting the puck towards the net, or no, it was the Avalanche. So 2 of the last 3 games. Just put the puck towards the net. That'll find a way of cracking, a slump for a player.
Yep, the world's most expensive decoy, can also score points. I'm the guy. It's WTF, What the Friday. Comes your way next right here. Stay with us on this one on Locked On Golden Knights. Let's be real. Making excuses does not solve anything. We've heard them all. It's just stress. I'm tired. It happens to everyone sometimes. But when it comes to performance, sometimes your body just needs a little extra support. And that's where Rugiet comes in. Rugiet.com. It's a place to go. It offers fast-acting, doctor-prescribed treatments for ED designed to help you stop making excuses and start making moves. And Rugiet, it's a great product there that you need to check out. Makes it easy to get started. You just connect with a board-certified doctor. It's 100% online. No awkward waiting rooms, no in-person appointments. If prescribed, your treatment ships discreetly straight to your door. The process is so fast, easy, and private, and it's all handled by real doctors. It's about confidence, connection, and getting back to the moments that matter. So visit Rugiet.com and use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL. You'll receive 15% off of your first order. That's Rugiet.com/LOCKEDONNHL, RUGIET. And don't forget to use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL so they know that we sent you. Rugiet, stop making excuses and start making moves.
What the heck? Oh, boy.
Welcome back. I'm not going to be able to see here.
Let's bring your microphone down a little bit and move your flap up a little bit.
Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
Oh, boy.
I'm the lucky duck of the show, Tony Cardasco, along with Chris Golick. Appreciate you making us your first. Listen, we've been begging. I'm not going to be able to see the clock here, so you're going to have to.
I'm watching the clock. Just keep you
okay. We've been begging for VGK defensemen to score goals, a total of 1 goal on the season for the VGK Passengers. WTF. Jordan Binnington, we got to talk about him. He explained why he tried to hide Ovechkin's 900th goal puck in his pants. He said that he basically had an assist on the goal. He turned it over. He turned over the puck. He said he didn't think that he would mind sharing that puck with him, and he also had the intention to give it back to him. WTF.
Yeah, listen, Binnington is fun. He's a nutcase, but he's fun. Depth scoring, here we go. Eichel, Marner, Barbashev, Stone, Hertl, Dorofeev, 86 points. The rest of the Vegas Golden Knights, 32 points. Whoa. Tony's been high on talking about the lack of scoring from the defense.
Complimentary scoring, right? Where is it?
Exactly. 1 goal, 14 assists, 15 points for the D in a possible 78 games. 15 points. The Golden Knights have played 13 games. Shea Theodore should be a borderline fringe point-per-game player by himself. Theodore should have between 10 and 12 points already this season, and Theodore only has a total of, I guess, scroll really far down, 5 assists so far on this young season. If he has 3 or 4 goals, no one cares. And last but not least, talking about depth and everything here. Colton Sissons, Brett Howden, -5. The Riley Smith experiment, failing, -4. Keegan Colasar on the milk carton, -3. And then Cole Reinhardt, at least, is getting in there and getting into it. So I don't mind Cole Reinhardt at a -2. But Golden Knights need to fix the fourth line, need to get some depth scoring. And while we're talking about this, I think the Colton Sissons experiment is also failing. And Jeremy Lauzon cannot be trusted despite being a good defender of this team. Not a good defender, a good defender of this team.
Do you have the minutes for line 4 last night?
I have the event summary. They played a little more, I thought. Maybe let me see here. No,
more than 8 minutes they should have, right?
All right, let's start with Keegan Colasar. 6'10".
6'10". I didn't see. Yeah, I was going to say I didn't see them on the ice last night.
6'10". There's one more special teams yesterday.
Colasar was on the ice when there were too many men. He came out.
Yeah, they probably put him in the box then. 838 for Sissons, and Reinhardt had 6-11. So there's no trust in the fourth line. But to be fair, there's also many more special teams moments and a game in the balance. So the third period, basically the third period, I don't know if the fourth line got 3 or 4 shifts.
WTF, the difference between the way Anaheim handled the hiring of Joel Quenneville and his past and everything that happened versus the way that VGK handled the signing of Carter Hart and his issues. Think about this. Quenneville, he went and he joined all of these support groups. He joined groups. He spoke with individuals about issues there. He spoke to people about advocating positive change. And when they announced him, Pat Verbeek was there front and center with Joel Quenneville, right? Just think about the differences. And then Kelly McCrimmon was not around when VGK signed Carter Hart. So there's a big WTF right there. And that's why, there's not a lot of backlash currently, I think, for the signing of Quenneville. Of course, winning solves everything. We get all that. But the way that they handled it and got out in front of it and made sure that there was some, let's say, rehabilitation process for Joel Quenneville, that stands head and shoulders than the way that VGK handled the signing of Carter Hart. WTF. I'm sorry to do that with a ducky mask on, but I have to go there. WTF.
Cassidy took a couple punches for the Carter Hart signing. He did field a couple of questions. Jack Eichel fielded some questions and took a couple of punches for the Carter Hart signing.
We're near the
Mark
end.
Stone fielded some questions and took a couple of punches for the Carter Hart signing. Kelly McCrimmon sat up on the perch at City National Arena and didn't take a single punch, except he took a couple of not even 12-inch, but the 16-inch Chicago softballs, the clinchers, the real softballs, none of this 12-inch crap that everyone on the East Coast and West Coast uses. McCrimmon fielded from Millard, of all people, a couple of 16-inch softballs questions regarding Carter Hart. So yeah, I'm with Tony on that. I'll throw a WTFD. What the stinking Friday duck at that one too. So again, I'm not comparing the situations as far as what happened with Quenneville and Hart, but they were involved in terrible circumstances, and the GM was willing to sit here and say, "This is my guy. This is why I hired him. You got a question? Talk to me about it." And McCrimmon took the high road, literally the high road above everybody, and just sat there and didn't do a damn thing.
Isn't it time to get out? Are we done?
Yeah, 27:30. Go home.
Okay. We appreciate everyone tuning in, especially our Anaheim Duck fans. Thank you so much. Of course, back again on Monday, and we'll have a recap of the weekend game. For my man, Chris Golick, I'm Tony the Duck. We appreciate you tuning in. See you Monday right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
Timed that really well. Good job, dude.